but especially in this series, epic sieges. Now, I noticed a really interesting thing happening here as I roam the map, looking for sieges to participate in. Not one of our cities that's under siege, but a Sturgeon city. Evidently the Western Empire and the Sturgeons are at war, and there's a large Western Empire force heading there, so we decided to give the old frenemies of Sturgia peace so that we can participate in this siege. Now, once we're done with the siege, no doubt we'll steal a bunch of loot from their city, take advantage of the chaos. Hell, we might even siege the castle ourselves or the city ourselves. But for the sake of this epic siege series, I'm hoping there's 3,000 or 4,000 Western Empire forces here, and this will make for a really interesting battle, right? This will be a three-sided battle, although obviously we're allied in this situation with the Sturgeons against the Western Empire. Now our force, of course, for those who've never seen one of these videos before, is packed with high-ranking companions, right? Don't try this at home. If you have a new campaign, I don't recommend this. This whole series is dedicated to extremely difficult sieges, and we have this very strong army. In fact, we can upgrade it here. We'll make it a little stronger, and then we're going to go ahead and recruit. We'll probably recruit all these prisoners so that we have an overfull roster. I don't know how many Sturgeons are actually inside the city, and I see a fuck ton of red here. It's just Western Empire forces swarming like a fucking beehive. And 1,900, I mean, there's at least 3,000. It looks like over 4,000 troops here. So this is, win or lose, this rates to be an epic siege. So I narrate these live. You just never know what's going to happen here. But hopefully this turns into an episode that I can upload for you fine fellas. Then we're going to break in to help the defenders here. Yeah, 5,200 defenders. There's a fuck ton of Western Empire here. And the garrison's actually not bad. They've got some legionaries. They actually have Britannian Fiend champs. This is a late game campaign, so a lot of times armies have strong units in my game, elite Manavliatons, but it's not very many, right? That's 220 troops, and then it's 260 militia with wooden swords and shit against this massive army of Western Empire. We're gonna lose a bunch of troops here when we enter the city, but that's okay. We like a challenge, even if we have under 1,000. You know, we're outnumbered a little worse than 5 to 1, but I think we have a good chance here. At a minimum, you know, it's going to be epic. Of course, normal player damage, I mention that each time, and I show that each time just for people who think that we're waltzing through the game on like easy mode. We're playing on the hardest difficulty, or the normal, I guess it's called Banner. I think maybe it's even called Bannerlord difficulty setting. So I don't know what the fuck's happened here. They didn't let me set up, and I'm gonna have to do this on the fly. Every once in a while this happens. They throw you into a battle and they don't give you a lot of time to do anything. So I'm gonna try to figure out what the fuck's going on here. I'm gonna configure a gate defense first because the gate is always under the most pressure. So I'll give an archer corps to the gate, and let's do a 2nd and 3rd division. And let's check out the rest of the keep. I am a little bit familiar with Sinopa. There's an open platform area, I think, around this corner. But I haven't had time to set up in this siege, so I'm sort of getting my bearings here. Bear with me. This is the what division? That's the 6th division. These are skirmishers. Actually, skirmishers are better off placed down here where they can throw their javelins up at the guys on the walls. And I don't have any other infantry divisions. My units are spread out here. There's a big distance between the front gate and where we're probably going to set up our primary defense. I like the angles here. I like the different walls. I like this open courtyard behind here. And so we're probably going to make our main defense right in this area. Now, if I can, we're going to destroy this fucking siege tower. Oh, shit, that shot might be high. Not we hit it some. In this situation, right, we're trying to limit how many openings the Western Empire has into the city. In a perfect world, we would limit them to 1 opening. We would destroy the ram and the siege tower, and then they would have to come up the ladders. But if you've ever fought a siege like that, what ends up happening is you have a 3.5 hour easy victory. We actually don't want that for this channel. So I am going to try to destroy this siege tower. We're killing some troops conveniently along the way. But the main reason, of course, I'm doing this is to try to limit how many accesses they have to the keep. It should be down soon. I've drilled it several times. And it's driving like right for us. There it goes. It just blew up. All right, so let's kill some troops here before we reset and try to figure out what we're going to do here. I'm kind of thinking out loud. So my defense force, again, is split up. I can't leave the gate unmanned. I've got 3 divisions there, two infantry divisions and an archer division. And you that are playing with 3 divisions, like for Siege, you can see how limited this is, right? You're extremely limited in your tactical options. Oh, great. I got Doofus the Clown here helping me man this catapult. Come on, dude. You give me the guy. Look, he's like running into me and shit. All right, less ale for this motherfucker. This guy's clearly had too much ale. He's staggering around. He doesn't know how to fucking get over to the stones. The Jarl can smell his breath. He's clearly had way too much ale. So finishing that point though, with 8 units, we're commanding all the 8 units in these episodes. That gives us tremendous versatility and ability to move our troops around, position them strategically. Archers are getting killed. Archers on the wall in a situation like this are pretty tenuous. Now these archers here have decent line of sight and they can still shoot, but they're not getting killed. Alright, let's see here. I don't know how to load these. What do I do here? So I have those 2 divisions at the gate. I guess that's not how you load it. You don't throw it at the catapult. Alright, we're going to fire a few more rounds in here because it's causing significant damage to their units. Shit, he got it all out of calibration here. Doofus, the fucking wildling, is gotten my shit. Look at his pathfinding. He like gets stuck. You fucking dipshit. Not a perfect game, but man, it's fun. Oh shit, so the enemy just poured in a massive amount of reinforcements, and the troops at the gate here are all elite. These are all elite cataphract, legionnaire, so it's important we lob as many rounds in as possible here, especially since the gate just burst. Because that force, if it bursts through the gate, we're lost. They're just going to overrun the city. You know, 600, whatever the fuck that is, a massive amount of elite infantry is just going to steamroll everything in sight. I can see the enemy pouring up the ladders behind us here. It seems like I have an opportunity here. There's some stones right here. I'm going to lob some of these stones. We'll let Doofus the Clown over there stagger around with this catapult. I think I can do some major damage here. Of course, the Sturgeons are here defending, but who knows what they're going to do. I've said it before on episodes where I help the AI in battles, and you really can't count on them. They're like that uncle you had that always, you know, said he was going to meet up for Thanksgiving or whatever, and then he just never shows up, or if he did show up, he's just reeked of alcohol. Highly unreliable Sturgeons. Pick up some javelins here. As usual, my army is just firing javelins carelessly here. In a long battle like this, it'll be nice to have javelins, you know, 15-20 minutes in. Alright, so I can see this is a problem. The enemy is getting a nice push of infantry on this line here. We're going to try to defend this with the 6th Corps. This skirmisher division, they are on hold fire because I don't want them throwing javelins. The archers down there in the courtyard should be able to do pretty good work on these infantry on the wall here because it's not, you know, 200. It's like 10 at a time, and indeed, I see the arrows whistling up around me here. I see them getting shot. This is at least going to be able to sort of hold the fort. A little lightning action axe. Of course, I'm swinging my like 101 speed axe. I think that 6th Division there is going to be able to hold that corner at least for a while, especially with that archer support. Pull them back here just a bit so that those guys can actually shoot the enemy in the back, and we'll fire a few more rocks out here. I'm nervous about the front gate. If the front gate gets burst open, you know, the enemy's going to be coming at us multiple ways here. So that's sort of in the back of my mind, right? We have two major. Well, we have two accesses, only 2 accesses to the keep. And unfortunately, in this situation, our forces are kind of surrounded by them, right? We have to defend both directions. Still, these archers in the courtyard here are doing murderous work. I've got a square here defending beautifully, and the Sturgeons actually have a handful of forces over there. What's going to be nice is the Sturgeons here are essentially acting as like crash test dummies for us. They're just here. It's perfect to distract the enemy, and hopefully those Sturgeons can can kind of absorb some hits that would ordinarily be going to our guys. You can see our archers here are really hammering these guys as they come along this this gangway. I probably don't need to throw javelins. I can just fucking swing my axe here. A lot of these guys are just charging without even holding up their shield. I see more forces are coming this way, but I don't see a lot of red death spam. I think the front gate is held. I mean, I have those two very strong infantry divisions there. They're holding the gate, and the enemy is sort of trickling up. Look at that guy hanging off the wall. That's a fucking amazing. Can't quite pick up that javelin, but I can pick up these rocks, and I think I can lob this shit over the top here. Oh, they're attacking Gweth. Bad decision. That guy took one swing at Gweth. I think she's my aunt or sister or something like that. And she is like, there's no more rocks. I see him. She's got like 330 axe two-handed skill or something like that. She's a fucking murderer axe woman. All right, that's going to work. I think the Sturgeons are there. Or not the Sturgeon. The skirmishers are there. I combined the word skirmisher and sturgeon. It's the skirmish and Sturgeons. We've got archers here. We've got archers in the cross-firing from the courtyard. This is a pretty lethal setup so far over here. I don't think the enemy trickling up here is going to be able to gain a hole in this siege on their own. It is a pretty steady trickle of troops. I mean, they're pouring up those ladders over there as fast as they can, but they're dying just as fast as they can too. You almost never see a death. Yeah, there's Gweth. Let's pull her back just a bit. We'll give them a little better angle and a little more safety, right? I don't need my archers being run over here by heavy infantry. The gate is still holding beautifully. There's 100 and something enemies there. I'm gonna go take a peek. They seem to have a nice firm hold there on that side. That's a nice defensive situation. The enemy's kind of trickling in, and there'll be some losses there. I see some deaths, but it's a good ratio, right? That in a keep siege like this, it's all about ratio of death. God, the infantry line there is really thin. This is the 2nd and 3rd division, and it's like one man deep. They are absolutely barely holding the door here. And of course, there's a flood of men behind them. So this is the 7th Archers. And then I think if this is my other skirmisher division, the second division. And the infantry is leaking through here, but it's not too bad. Like, these troops are holding the gate. I don't know how they're doing that, but they are holding. Now, ironically, I think our defenses might be too good here. Here's something that's part of this series. This series is designed to be, effectively just exhibitions, I guess is the best word for it, epic sieges. What you're not going to see in any of these epic sieges is a 2.5-hour flawless siege. We are going to encourage action in these sieges, so much to the fact that if nothing happens with that front gate, in other words, if the enemy doesn't make a major push, I might even pull our units back and try to create a death camp over here. I can bring archers over here. I can, shit, I'm getting shot. I can bring some archers up on the high wall here. I can set up skirmishers for crossfire. I can use those infantrymen in squares. And then we can effectively have an accelerated siege, right? We might be able just to jam the gate there, and the enemy might exhaust themselves on the ladder here. That guy just got dropped. But that might take 2.5 hours, and you're surely not going to want to watch that, right? Most players of Bannerlord have been in a siege that was like an hour long or half-hour long, and they had a situation where the enemy simply couldn't get in, and the enemy banged their head against the wall for 20 minutes, and that was that, right? They eventually fled, and that was that. We're going to spur some action here. Whoop, there's the proverbial death of our own guys here. That one guy said it's the ritual sacrifice, right? Mr. Argyle. Start naming some of our subscribers and frequenter guys during these videos, the guys I appreciate all the patronage from, and this guy's been tremendously helpful too. He's given me all kinds of tips, suggestions, and friendly banter. Anyways, He says in every episode we have a ritual sacrifice. For good luck, I like to kill one of my own units in every battle. Well, we've killed the one, so hopefully we have good luck here, bud. Alright, so we'll spread our archers out here. These guys have beautiful line of sight. I've got archers back here that have beautiful line of sight. The enemy's kind of creeping up. But we really have a hammerlock on this siege defense right now. I can see the enemy's got something 300 something troops jammed in the gate. And there's just a pile of bodies over here. We've massacred probably 500 enemies just on this side of the keep alone. Shit, that guy. Oh, he didn't die, but he's getting shot. The enemy's got kind of a good angle on these guys. I mean, they're sort of skirmishing. Our units are shooting too. But we demand action, right? The audience demands action. So I think we will try sort of a siege defense variation of a kill box here. Now this might fail and the siege may go badly, but at least it'll be entertaining, right? We've got some other units here we can recover. Even if it goes bad, I guess you can sort of simulate what would happen if this gate blew open. We're going to move these units around. I'm kind of trying to come up with a plan. I wish there were Sturgeons. It just feels like we're here alone. I thought there were 500 fucking Sturgeons in this castle defense, and I don't see any. Maybe they're all shaking in a big square right by the entrance to the keep, trying to get in as soon as it's open. But it does look like these 20 guys, incredibly, it's like 25 guys. Now, they're all high-end troops, right? I see Legionnaires on our side. I have high-end companions in here, Banner Knights. They are holding the door, and they've held the door for the whole keep. Look at all these javelins. Sweet. So, I think in the name of entertainment, I've got a little area right here. I've got a little spot. We can do a kill box. I can set up archer divisions in this courtyard and on this wall. And I have a backup plan, right? Like if the enemy starts to bowl over our defenses here and the Sturgeons are nowhere in sight, what we can do is we can effectively try to funnel the enemy into the area that we're defending now. I had an epic siege defense here, actually in the peasants revolt. It was unbelievable. I wasn't actually controlling this character. I was controlling one of his sisters or something like that with a slower axe. And it was an unbelievable last stand. We must have lasted 20 minutes before we were finally overwhelmed. But I think in this situation we're gonna spur some action, but we're not just giving up. We're gonna try to set up a murderous situation in the keep. And the other thing this will illustrate, especially if it works, if we can massacre them at the gate, or if we have to pull back, is that this will show the players out there who've kind of thought about siege in the traditional way, that there's lots of different ways to fight siege, right? You can retreat like all the way to the main keep and do major damage, if you set up the right troop formation, if you sort of create a situation where the enemy charging into you is just facing a nasty onslaught of a combination of defensive and offensive troops, right? It can be incredibly effective. Yeah, see, there's no bombs, and these guys they cannot push through. I don't know if they don't have enough caffeine. It kind of looks like the enemy's pushing through, so I think we're just going to simulate that they push through here. I can start pulling these units back, and we'll do so controlled, right? This will be kind of like a rear guard action that armies would pull off. And what we'll effectively sort of simulate here is that the gate got burst open, and we're trying to recover from that situation. My archers are getting smoked on the wall. This is why I like to use the courtyard. In the courtyard, the enemy archers have to come up to you to attack you, right? They're much more vulnerable. And of course, you can attack them with your infantry. Alright, so I'm forming a plan if we have to fall back here. What I think I can do is I think I can do shield walls on both sides of this ladder with archers up top here, and the enemy has to come around that corner, at which point we will have archers just absolutely pelting them with arrows. These archers are largely safe from the enemy forces that are outside there. And so I think we will do this. We will use, let's see, I want some of these units to stay here, because if we have to fall back to here, I want some of these units already set up. It is just an absolutely mile-long carcass stretch. And in fact, all the enemies now are jammed up at the front gate. So this would be a snooze fest if I didn't do this. This is essentially necessary. But I think once we do this, it'll be, one thing will be for sure, whether we win or lose, it'll be entertaining. I mean, you see what's going on. There's almost no death spam. In fact, the enemies at the gate are just banging on each other's shields, and nothing's really happening, right? So let's spur some action. Let's get some archers on both walls here. Let's spread them out into a nice arc. Let's get archers down here in the street for crossfire, and let's see. We got 2 infantry divisions here. One of them's a jav division. We can set one in a square and the other one in a shield wall, and hammer the enemy with javelins here, and then hope for reinforcements, right? We're gonna get some losses here. We're not gonna be able to fight this without some losses. The enemy's gonna be like an 18-year-old, you know, with an order to not have sex being released into, you know, college. These guys are gonna be frenzied. In fact, they're kind of overwhelming our square before I can even get it pulled to where I want it to. They try to drag this thing here. You see, we've got a little bit of a courtyard here still to jam them up a little bit. The javelins are flying. I see arrows whistling in. The death spam is actually pretty good, but look at this press of enemy, right? There's a huge amount of troops here. The skirmisher line can hold kind of the division behind it. The square's kind of getting dissolved. Like, it's holding out pretty well. I don't see as many arrows. A lot of these archers, unfortunately, they can't shoot. So let's pull back to that previous zone. What is this? I got reinforcements coming in right in the middle. Can't really tell what's happening here. I think I got reinforcements kind of mixed in right in the middle of this press. So it's going to get a bit messy here. I've got the 2nd Division holding a line here. Fuck, I've got archers retreating the wrong way. They're fucking retreating down the stairs. Let's have them get the fuck out of here. Shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. It'll be a bummer if this just falls apart here, because this it already has been interesting, and it might very well be an epic siege. See if we can recover from this. It's extremely messy. I've got archers trying to retreat. They've got infantry all over them. That 2nd Division is holding the line beautifully, though. Where the fuck are the Sturgeons, man? I mean, I was joking. I see a few guys. I see some blue shields running up. Actually, it's beautiful. They're driving right into the press of the Western Empire here. And it looks like it's high-level units. I see legionnaires. God, I'm getting good at that overhand lightning strike. If you use the right motion, man, you do it over and over again. It's an absolute death festival. All right, so the Sturgeons are going to man the front gate. We will fall back. We will, like I said, my contingency plan is to pull back. We will do so before any more of our units get killed here. We're going to kind of have to fight our way through here. And I don't suspect the Sturgeons are going to be able to recover that gate. So, that's fine. This is going to be a chaotic scrum. A lot of it will be focused in this back area like I planned. I still have a decent amount of companions and high-level units. We're going to fall back. We're going to simulate we lost control of that front entrance, and we're going to try to win against improbable odds here. I mean, 5,000 units. They probably still have, a good 3,500 or 4,000. So these platforms are beautiful for archers. We can get infantry down here in a square. What do I have? I have the 2nd Division. I've got a handful of elite units in both the 1st and 8th Division. The enemy, of course, now they're pouring in. They smell blood. Oh, shit. And they're coming up this back way now in force. That's fine. Our skirmishers were on hold fire. Look at this volley. Absolute destructive fucking javelin action. Yeah, those guys on that side are going to get crushed. I'll be able to pick up their spent javelins. We just wade through here and kill these fucking dipshits attacking our shield wall. But now the question is what's going to be coming from the gate, right? We know the enemy is going to trickle up this side, and that's going to create a pretty complicated and dynamic battle. But the real question is just how many enemies are going to come around that corner, right? What is happening at the gate? I can't tell, although I do see a lot of death spam. I think that's the Sturgeons dying, but I don't know. I want the skirmishers up here. I wish I had another big infantry division. I've got 3 archer divisions that are now spread out here, and the 8th Corps spread kind of at the edge of that wall. They've got good line of sight and can shoot the enemy in the back as they come around the corner. Okay, so Sturgeons just poured in. I guess I bitched enough. I whined enough. Their lieutenants finally released their troops. And I hear and see chaos up ahead. I see their troops mixed in. We're going to charge with some of our units here. We're going to pull some back for defense. And I'm going to wade in here and help the Sturgeons. Since I asked these guys to join the battle, I feel compelled to help them a little bit here. It's absolute chaos. But this is what we wanted, right? We wanted epic siege. There's guys running everywhere. And it's beautiful. There's easy to tell colors, right? There's orange, sort of dark burgundy and blue. So there won't be any confusion about what units are where. All right, so 2nd Division and the 6th Division, this is exactly what I wanted. I have 2 skirmisher divisions here, and we're going to try to set them up opposite of this stairway here. That way the enemy can't really get to our archers easily on both sides. We can form them into squares. Fuck, these archers are raking us. How did that one miss? Went right through the guy. We can do a little work here with our javelins, but I see our archers are up there mangling them too. This does represent a threat, though, so worth it to... Oh, shit. Okay, so the enemy's pushed through the Sturgeons already. The Sturgeons just melted away. And we're going to wade in here. Fuck, this is a lot of troops. Well, this is what we wanted, I guess. Might be overwhelmed here soon, but let's make a fight of it, and then even if we lose, it'll be worth sharing. I'm in here with my fast axe, just fucking hammering everything. I've got a square set up over there that the enemy, of course, is magnetized to. And I see arrows whistling over my head here. I see guys getting shot in the back of the head. My archers behind me are doing exactly what I want, right? They are firing into this thick mass of the enemy. Our units are in here in a square, and I can just sort of work on the edges here. I can literally see them shooting these guys as I swing my axe. And these guys are in their square, right? They're doing everything they can to survive. They're the bait, but I've got the right units for it. I've got like 6 or 7 high-end melee units, companions in there. Archers are raking the enemy in the back. I think it's gonna... That was a ton of troops. All right, so I just got reinforcements, it looks like. See this 56, 53? Those guys are fighting their way here, and they're getting killed. Let's move them in line formation. That'll get them here quicker. But it looks like we just got a bunch of reinforcements. I see like 30 archers pouring in. In fact, a lot of them are Battanian Fiend champs. How beautiful is that, right? When you're about to get overwhelmed by the enemy, to see this beautiful sight of all these deadly Battanian Fiend champs. Welcome to the battle, fellas. And here comes the enemy en masse. Beautiful, the Sturgeon. So there's some Sturgeon dude with a beard taking shots. And, oh shit, here comes the enemy. And they have archers thick around the corner. Well, like I said, this ridge here is going to force the enemy, not ridge, but this corner means the enemy's archers have to come around it and expose themselves to our archers. In fact, I see some of their archers setting up. It might even be worth charging just to kill their archers. We don't want to charge around the corner, but on this side, I will definitely hold the line here. I see archers over there shooting. Fuck you. Actually, I'm gonna fucking... Let's charge with these fucking guys. Let's bring the second, this division of infantry in here. It's strong archers, or strong infantry rather, and let's wade into these fucking archers. No shoot. This is a no shooting zone, you motherfuckers. Infantry's told to charge. We can start now beating the shit out of these archers, but this is temporary. Look how many enemies are here. We're going to be falling back. I just wanted to kill and disable a lot of their archers. I see our units getting ganged up on and killed. It's chaos. I'm a big chaos fan, right? Like the Dark Knight. I'm an agent of chaos. Like that's one of the best parts. He just wants pure chaos. The enemy's archers are waiting in here for melee, and they're waiting in against Battanian Fiend jams. I don't think that's under the recommended list of activities there, dude. Alright, so we've got a skirmisher division and a square, and about 60 archers up here for support. This can work. In fact, I'm feeling fucking confident. I'm feeling practically cocky in this situation. What's this? These are allied forces coming in behind the enemy. These guys are absolutely fucked. They are trapped now. They're attacking the square, and they have enemy forces pouring in behind them here. Talk about fucked. This is going to be an absolute screen of green here. These are palace guards and other Aserai axemen. The massacre is on. You guys sure you want to siege this keep? It's a fucking destructive massacre. Alright, the enemy still has archers. At this stage, we have better quality troops than the enemy, but we're still hugely outnumbered. We're outnumbered, what, 5.5 or 5 to 1? Right, so if we have 200 troops, that means the enemy has like 400 or 500, right? They're gonna have, or excuse me, like 700 or 800. They're gonna have way more troops when they attack us than we have to defend. So it's gonna make a chaotic, interesting battle. Behind you. They have no chance of breaking up this square right now. There's just a fucking pile of bodies here. I mean, we are just stacking the fucking Western Empire up 4 feet thick. Look at the archers. I see archers shooting in 3 different directions. This is, you know, I've called it before in other episodes, this is a death factory. The enemy can bring 10,000 troops, and I'm not sure they can break our setup here. This is, and this is almost what I was really hoping for earlier in the battle, was that I'd be able to show you a situation where things look like they're breaking apart, and you tactically set up such a nasty system of defense that the enemy here is just fucking mangled. Now, it's too early to declare victory. I don't want to look like a dipshit, eat crow and lose here. But look at what we got going on. We got elite archers here. Even though the square is being swarmed, none of them are dying. I can come over here and fucking plow a hole through these guys. And if they get through, it's Britannian Fiend champs, right? Like, good luck. Let's keep pulling the square back so all these archers, you see, as soon as the melee units leave the archers alone, they're all shooting the enemy in the back. This is savage. And if the enemy charges up to that balcony, what do? We charge with this infantry block. Another head fucking flying off. The enemy's in a checkmate situation here. Often I think about what I would do in this situation. I would try to take that upper area. If I was playing an AI and they had this set up, or if I was playing a human and they had this set up in this direction, I would get like 100 or 150 guys around the corner on that wall, and I would position them there in a shield wall, infantry in a shield wall. And then on the other side, of course, I would have the ladder guys rally up until they had 150. Then I would charge down here, charge from the other side by the ladders, and charge from that upper tier area and try to destroy and or disable these archers. Because these archers are the ones doing the damage, right? The guys down there in a square, they do a little occasional sword swinging, but the damage in this situation, these archers are destroying people at range, right? Of course, I'm in here with my axe too, raking guys, getting my jump attacks on. And of course, if I was the AI playing myself, I would immediately send guys to kill Zuvan, right? You would kill this axe murderer right away. You would overwhelm him, cut him off from his resources, and take him out. But we're not playing that kind of an AI. So the lightning axe of Zuvan, I mean, that is so deadly. Look at this, just winding up and whizzing through. It's just cutting these guys to ribbons. And I keep wanting to say it. I won't. But those of you that have seen a few sieges know what I want to say. We'll put it that way. Another huge wave is coming into the Death Factory, but they can join this absolutely bloody, carcass-strewn battlefield here. We can start setting up units a little tighter here. There's a few things we can do to make it even more efficient, but, you know, the enemy has no chance here. They're pouring in slowly over there, and there they go. They finally broke. So what I wanted to say a minute ago is that this battle is over, right? You can just tell that the enemy can't break this defensive structure we built here, right? This is just such a strong defensive contraption, configuration, choose your word. It just stacked bodies up 3 feet high here. And granted, these are middle tier units, but we destroyed a lot of higher end tiered units too, right? That was the first 20 minutes of the siege, and we obviously mowed right through their middle tier. Let's see, 700. We only had, 250 units left, so we didn't win this siege by a mile. In fact, if they'd continued to come with more dynamic attacks, maybe they could have won, but not against this configuration, not against that square, not against the defensive position we have. Right in chess, this is an unattackable position. But that's what we're here for, right? I'm here to entertain those who want to be entertained, show them fucking bloody, gory battles with men stacked 3 feet high here in a heap, and legs and arms dismembered all over the place. But I'm also here to help players get better at Bannerlord, right? Those that are out there that are struggling with Siege, I'm definitely going to be able to help out some of those players. And even veterans of Siege, I can probably at least show you a few things that maybe you haven't tried before. No matter what, sieges like this, when I upload them as part of this series, you're going to be entertained, right? Unless you fucking hate sieges, in which case, then what the fuck did you click this for, right? There's a lot of people who like epic sieges, and in my late game campaign, fighting against all 8 kingdoms, or at least in this case, 7 out of the 8, we're going to have a lot of epic siege opportunities. I'm literally just roaming the map looking for interesting sieges, and I'll try to make sure that these sieges are unique. I'm not gonna upload sieges that look and feel identical. This series is not gonna have 40 episodes or something like that. I think this will probably be number 5 or 6 or something like that. But if I find sieges, whether it's in this or the 300 series or my campaign, I might even upload that Peasants Revolt battle I was talking about. It was a pretty epic last stand. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed that, friends. Hopefully that was worth your time. That was another epic long siege as well. And we will continue to do some more of this. Again, I'm showing this part for all those fellows out there that want to see the loot. But I appreciate you guys for all your compliments, all your comments, all the nice things you guys have said, and even the guys who have, I guess, criticism. It's just fine, fellas. I'm an old dog. I don't get offended very easily. Rage is a young man's game. I just work through stuff. So I appreciate you guys. If you're still watching at this stage, you're a pretty hardy viewer. Please stay tuned for more. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more Epic Siege. Please like and comment and all that kind of good stuff. It's good for the channel. And I will talk to you, friends, next time.